Michigan voters overwhelmingly adopted Proposal 1 last November, ordering the Michigan legislature to force politicians to disclose their sources of income. Since 2005, Democratic State Senator Moss and Republican Senator McBroom have been trying to do this, and they have consistently failed. But now today, for the first time, in the Senate, there was an actual committee debate on financial disclosure, and Senator Moss was very upbeat about replacing the old system of relying on lawmakers to self-disclose their income.
This is objectively a huge step forward compared to the system that does not hold our elected officials accountable.
But not everybody in the room was overjoyed. The legislation does mandate that everyone from the governor on down through the House and Senate must disclose all sources of income over $1,000, along with their assets and their debts and positions they may hold with other employers. And while the proposed law orders the spouses of officials to report their occupation, that's it. There is no disclosure of their income nor the incomes of other family members. The Secretary of State Jocelyn Besson says not having that disclosure in the law basically makes it relatively ineffective. And this former lawmaker was even more blunt as he relates to what the voters wanted from lawmakers.
You are making a hole in this legislation which will invalidate the will of the people, the intent of this legislation, and it will be a hole that you can drive the Titanic through.
Senator McBroom argues if you make too many changes at this 11th hour right now, it could kill the entire package, which he called was a first step toward financial disclosure. And Senator Moss tries to reassure citizens that indeed this is not the last bite of the disclosure apple.
I hear the chorus of those lamenting that we didn't go far enough. Our Prop 1 legislation is not an end, but a long overdue beginning to finally implementing transparency laws.
There were also plenty of gripes about how lawmakers do not have to disclose what lobbyists spend on them on some issues. A committee vote on this in the Senate is expected next week. In Lansing, Tim Skubic, Fox 2 News.